Okay, so I found this oil to be holding up my weight loss journey. I plateaued at around 190 pounds, and I wish someone told me about this sooner. So one of the biggest oils that we have is fake. So a high omega-6 to omega-3 ratio, which is typical of most diets, was associated with a 70% increased risk of cardiovascular mortality. And canola is not a plant, it stands for Canadian oil low acid. It was never meant to be consumed by us, but it was basically just an engine lubricant in World War II.
Hi, today I'm gonna test run my diesel generator on rapeseed oil.
So seed oils are horrible for your health. They use hexane, like a hydrocarbon, basically the same thing as gasoline, to process the seed oil. Athletes avoid seed oils, doctors avoid them. But then why don't you? I guess you probably didn't know about it, that's why you clicked on this video. But I'll show you exactly what seed oils are, the most common types, why athletes and top performers actually avoid them, how it helps weight loss, and also how and why to cut them out. So my name's Eamon, I help people with mental and physical health reframe. So I've lost 75 pounds so far, I was just cutting it out, so allow me to help make you healthier. So in the intro I talked about canola oil and how it's basically fake and how it used to be an engine lubricant, right? Rapeseed was a plant and people took the seed of that, they crushed it down, and that was basically lubricant for machines. Because people that back then, they weren't going to eat that, right? It's high in these toxic acids for us, so no one is going to eat that. Back then they knew it caused heart damage. And in the 1970s, Canadian plant breeders, they decided to try to reduce the amount of erucic acid. And there were two doctors, Dr. Baldur Stephenson and Dr. Keith Downey. And they made the name up canola, Canadian oil low acid. They originally marketed it as something that's healthy for you. And it used to be an industrial lubricant. Now it's the third most popular oil that we use. So what are seed oils? So they're oils from a seed, right? They're processed with hexane, that makes it oxidize, which means that we get more acids that are toxic for us, right? And then on top of that, they have to use more chemicals to take away the toxin that they added at the first step, and they have to keep on doing this. So mustard seed oil, soybean oil, canola oil, corn oil, sunflower oil, there's a whole list I just have right there, but all of these highly processed oils, they all use hexane as a way to actually process them. So why do athletes avoid them? So one, they cause weight gain. Two, they're toxic and they reduce your overall performance. So they're defensive foods, which means that in order to pass down their DNA to the next generation so that that plant can live on, they have toxins in them, and those toxins basically prevent it from being eaten by animals. So those are examples like seeds, nuts, things like that, even fish as well to a degree. So whatever basically a bear would eat while before it's about to hibernate, that's basically defensive food. It lowers your metabolic function, which means that you burn less calories. So that's good if you want to hibernate, but if you're trying to lose weight, you don't want to eat those kind of foods. So the linoleic acid, right, it can be incorporated into your cell membranes, which is why it takes so long for it to get filtered out of your body whenever you eat them. So these seed oils, they reduce your metabolic health, your metabolic function. It makes you more prone to gain weight. It also makes you have a lot more insulin resistance as well. Now, how does this help with weight loss? So when you cut out seed oils, it reduces the amount of inflammatory omega-6 fats, polyunsaturated fats, these small amounts of hexane, right? That's just the main thing. It's 80% of the benefits just a couple of weeks after cutting it out, and it helped me lose another 20 pounds in the next month. It also makes your body less prone to actually storing fat, so obviously that's good if you want to lose weight. And on top of that, it's just calories. Now I kind of don't really believe in the concept of calories because I can eat 500-600 calories of proper good food, more than what I should be eating for my maintenance, and I'll still lose weight. But then when I eat maybe 600 calories below what I should eat, but most of that was junk food, I'll gain weight 5-6 pounds almost in a day. But seed oils are still a lot of calories, a lot of just BS, and it doesn't actually it's not helpful to you, right? I'd rather have 2-3 tablespoons of olive oil rather than just a small tablespoon of just seed oil, because the olive oil, at least I know that's going to be a little bit better for me. Coconut oil, I know that's going to be a lot better for me. If it's raw butter, then I'll put a lot of that on, but at least it's the difference of having absolutely zero extra nutrition in the seed oil, or having raw butter or something like that. You have a lot of nutrition in that. So why should you cut them out? Anecdotally, I lost half of the 75 pounds of weight that I lost. So the main thing was no sugar and no seed oils. That was the main thing about it, right? Intermittent fasting, I had already been doing that for a while before I cut out seed oils, so I know that seed oils was a major proponent that broke that plateau. Seed oils reduce your function a lot. So think about it this way, right? The reason why it's harder for you to lose weight or to build muscle or to do whatever, right, is because you're eating things that make you feel bad. Seed oils, junk food, sugar, whatever, right? Even carbs that that also plays a big part. You're eating things that make you feel bad, that make you not function 100%, which means when you do your work, or when you try to learn something, when you try to like actually do something proper, you're not going to be motivated to do that. You're not going to be doing it at 100% capacity. So it goes into another loop. If you can't do the work properly, then you might as well not do it, right? And if you're not going to do it, your mental health is going to be a lot worse. If your mental health is worse, then you're going to have less desire to actually try to improve what you're eating, because everything's already bad. And then you eat worse, and then the cycle continues. And the amount of studies that actually show like seed oils are bad for you are growing by a lot. Most of them are talking about the things like it increases the amount of obesity, chances of obesity, cardiovascular mortality, cardiovascular disease, Alzheimer's. I think there was another study that talked about it having cancer as well. So if you just cut out seed oils and the foods that have them, you're automatically going to be, you can't already going to be filtering the amount of like stuff that you eat. So things that have no seed oils are probably going to be a lot less processed, and they're going to be a lot higher quality. So here's an example, right? You could have these like chips, right? Like very heavy cheddar cheese flavored chips, right? Probably potatoes, like some cheddar cheese, stuff like that. Some like xanthan gum, something like that. Seed oils as well to fry it. And you could probably like find that like for like $2-3 at whatever, at like Walmart, 7-Eleven, something like that. But then let's say like cheese crisps, right? Baked as well, no seed oils, no added ingredients, just chili, some cheese, and some salt, pepper, vinegar, and then that's basically it. It costs a lot more, around about $15 for a pretty decently sized bag. But then when I eat that, I'll be able to do the work later today. If I do the work later today, I'll be a lot more enticed to do it again, because I actually felt good doing the work and I felt good after eating it. So buy that again, and I'll be able to do more better work, right? That'll actually fuel me instead of just trying to suck my energy and making me carb crash. So when you actually just like filter that down and remove seed oils, your whole diet's going to be a lot more nutritious. Normally at the end of videos I would recommend you to watch another video, but right now what I want to recommend you to do is to find one thing that you actually like, that you want to eat a lot, maybe it's chips, and try to find online on like Amazon or something that has very little processing to it and no seed oils, right? If you find that, eat it, tastes good, then you at least know that you have one snack that's not going to reduce like the amount of weight that you're going to lose. It's going to taste good, and it's going to probably be more nutritious for you. So go ahead and do that. Remember, this is what hard feels like.